Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings for Thursday, May the 16th. I'm going to be looking at the Showdown slate for Thursday night's NBA game between Portland and Golden State. It's Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals, Game 2 of this series. Like always, I'm going to start off at the top of the player pool, talk about some of my favorite options on this Showdown slate. I'll talk about some of the guys that I like to play in my captain slot if you want to go expensive at captain. Or if you want to go with like a cheaper captain to maybe fit in multiple studs. We'll look at different roster constructions, maybe even build out a couple lineups. Just before we do get started though, guys, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button down below so that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. So starting off at the top, Steph Curry, the most expensive option, $10,800 if you want to play him in your flex. If you want to play Curry as your captain today, he's $16,200. I think Curry is a great play again today. No Kevin Durant. Durant's already been ruled out. I don't think Boogie Cousins is planning on playing during this series either. So Curry is going to continue to dominate when it comes to ball handling, when it comes to usage. 35 minutes and 60 DraftKings points in Game 1. 36, 6, and 7, just a monster game from Curry. I think we can expect just about the same here. With Durant off the floor, Curry dominates. So I think playing him as like the top guy, the captain play, makes a lot of sense. The only downside of playing Curry in your captain is that you are forced to kind of like find some cheap plays because Curry obviously is very expensive. But we'll talk about some of these like 6K, 5K guys that I think are playable. Then my next favorite guy is probably going to be Klay Thompson, 9,400. It's pretty hard to play Lillard and Curry together, especially if you play Curry in your captain. Lillard did see a bit of a price decrease, though, after he really struggled in Game 1, and the Trailblazers just as a team struggled. 37 minutes and only 30 DraftKings points in Game 1 for Lillard. He's 10,200. I think he's like 1,000 less than Curry. I don't want to play Lillard over Curry today. I guess if you can find a way to fit both of them in, you can do that. But like I said, I really like Klay Thompson at 9,400. Thompson's a guy that I'm going to continue to roster when Kevin Durant is off the floor. With Durant off the floor, Thompson also sees a very big spike in usage. I think it's up to like 30-something percent, like 32, 33% usage rate when Durant's off the floor. He was very good in Game 1. Along with Curry, he had 42 DraftKings points in 37 minutes. Had 26, 1, and 3 with 2 blocks and 3 steals. So was able to do a lot of good on the defensive end. Thompson and Curry are just kind of the two guys I really want to build around. They're just going to continue to dominate when Durant's off the floor. And you could obviously look to Draymond Green at 9,800, but I think I would rather play Thompson for cheaper. I think Thompson's just the better play overall. And if you go with Curry and your captain and Thompson as your next play, you do have to find some value. You're only left with 6,100 remaining per player. I do like Rodney Hood as a value play. He's only 5,400. He frees you up some salary to get in maybe one of these mid-tier guys and then maybe another value. So Hood was pretty good in Game 1. He had 24 DraftKings points off the bench, played 26 minutes, had 17 and 3 with 1 assist and 1 steal. We know what Hood's going to do. He's going to hit threes. That's whenever Hood has his big games, when he's hitting a lot of threes, like in that game against Denver in Game 6, 32 minutes, 8 for 12 from the field, had 31 DraftKings points, 3 for 4 from 3. If Hood gets some open threes and knocks them down, he can definitely provide you some upside at this price tag. So I do like him coming off the bench. I think he's a very good play at 5,400. Al-Farouq Amino did not see a lot of minutes, only 19 minutes in Game 1. He's been kind of giving up his minutes to Rodney Hood, and I think that's probably going to keep going. I think that's going to continue to go that way. So really like Hood at 5,400. I think he's a good value if you're going cheap. Some other cheap guys you could look to. I think Mo Harkless is going to be pretty popular today because he had a very good Game 1, had 31 DraftKings points in 30 minutes, had 17, 4, and 1 with 3 blocks and a steal. Shot 7 for 12 from the field, so he was very efficient just shooting from the field. I think Harkless is going to be a guy that has some success during this series. He's now up to 6K, though. DraftKings did bump his price up quite a bit. But if I'm going to roster some guys from Portland, it's probably going to be guys like Harkless and Hood. So if you want to plug in Harkless at 6K, you could definitely do that. That would free you enough to maybe get up to a guy like Iguodala. Or if you want to go for like a cheap value, I think Kevon Looney as a punt play makes some sense at 4K. When Kevin Durant's off the floor, Kevon Looney does see a little bit of a spike in minutes. Andrew Bogut, I believe, is continuing to start, but he's not playing a ton of minutes. A lot of the minutes from Durant are going to Kevon Looney, 24 minutes in Game 1 and 18 DraftKings points. Obviously, he's not going to play like 35 minutes. That's just not what Looney does. But even if he sees about 25 minutes off the bench, he could give you 24, 25 DraftKings points and be a good value play at this price tag. And we did see Game 1 of this series sort of be a blowout. That could happen again. I think the Warriors are going to dominate in this series, so we could even see Looney pick up a few more minutes off the bench if it is a blowout. So if you want to use him as a punt play at 4K, that leaves you enough salary to get up to a guy like CJ McCollum, who you could use to fill out this lineup. Or if you want to play Enes Kanter, who I really liked in Game 1 and did very well. Kanter had 36 DraftKings points in Game 1, 30 minutes, 10 and 16 with 3 assists, a steal, and a steal. The only issue is that DraftKings adjusted his price very quickly. He was $4,400 last whatever day it was, Tuesday, when they played. And I talked about him a ton in my Tuesday video. I thought he was a great play at $4,400. Now that he's up to $7,400, it's definitely a different story, but I think Kanter is still an option you can consider. If you were to plug him in, that would leave you $1,600 remaining per player, or $1,600 remaining salary, excuse me. So then you could upgrade a position. Like you could take out Harkless and put in Andre Iguodala. You could take out Rodney Hood and put in Iguodala, whichever one you want to do. You could take out Looney and put in a guy like Zach Collins if you think Collins is a better play. If you think McCollum outscores Kanter, then I would just go ahead and plug in McCollum at $8,600. But something I like to do, I've said this a lot, is leave a lot of salary on the table on these showdown slates, so that way you have a bit of a different lineup. McCollum was pretty bad in Game 1, so maybe people will shy away from him. Him and Lillard both really struggled, just 21 DraftKings points in 38 minutes out of McCollum. I would expect he bounces back in Game 2. I would expect Lillard plays well as well. So even though McCollum had a bad game, I think you can definitely play him here, and he does make for a good option if you want to fill him out or put him in there to fill out the rest of this lineup. But that's sort of a lineup that I like when you use Curry in your captain. Now let's look at some lineups or a build we could do with a cheaper captain. Maybe if we want to go to a guy like Klay Thompson, who I do think has a lot of upside. Obviously, we want to play Curry. So you put Thompson in at captain, then you put Curry in there. That leaves you $62.75 remaining per player. If you plug in some value plays like Hood, maybe Harkless you go to, maybe Looney at 4K, that leaves you just $100 short of Draymond Green, which obviously we want to try and get up to Draymond Green if we could. So maybe we could downgrade at a position. Maybe instead of Rodney Hood, you play Zach Collins, and then that frees you up enough to get to Draymond Green. Or even if you want to go down from Zach Collins and try and fit in Lillard, or maybe take out one of these guys to play Lillard, you could take out Collins, put in Aminu. I don't really want to play Aminu, but if he makes the lineup work, then he makes the lineup work. You could take out Looney and play Evan Turner or Seth Curry. Like Seth Curry off the bench saw 19 minutes, which is not a ton, but he was relatively productive in those 19 minutes with 16 DraftKings points. I don't think he's the worst punt play. I don't think he has the most upside, but if you're going to play a guy that cheap, he would probably be the best option at $2,600. But let's say we take out Collins, maybe put in a guy like Aminu. You could do a lineup build like that if you really want to try and jam in all the studs, Lillard, Thompson, and Curry. You could do that. So there's not much of a difference between playing Thompson and Curry in your captain slot. If you can, I would try and fit in Curry up there. But if you want to go with like 3 studs and you want to try and fit in Lillard with those 2 guys, with Thompson and with Curry, then you could probably play Thompson in your captain. I don't think there's any cheap plays I want to use at captain. Like I really liked using Kanter in captain on the last slate because he was so cheap. But now that he's $11,100, that's a bit of a different story. And then the guys like below 10K, like Harkless, Hood, Collins, these guys just don't have that upside, that 35, 40-point upside, in my opinion. Maybe Harkless at 9K you could look to if you think he's going to go for 30-plus DraftKings points again. Let's just see a build we could do with Harkless at captain. Obviously, with him as a cheap captain, you could fit in Lillard, Curry, you could fit in Thompson. Might even be able to play Draymond Green. I don't think we'd be able to get Draymond Green in, but if we go to a cheap guy like Looney at 4K, that would leave you enough to play Rodney Hood. So you could do that sort of build. If you want to plug in Curry as a punt play, that would leave you enough for Enes Kanter. So that's a build that you can look to do. But I think on this slate, I want to play Curry in my captain as much as I can, either him or Thompson. Those 2 guys I would just really load up on. But I think that is it for this showdown slate. I think I did cover most of the players that I feel like I'm going to be playing. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully it did help you. I hope you have enjoyed these showdown videos. I've had a lot of fun making them. These slates are a lot of fun to play. It just gives you something to sweat while you watch the game. hopefully this game 2 is a little bit more competitive and a more enjoyable game to watch. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like down below if you enjoyed the video, and make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. I would really appreciate it. You're going to want to make sure you're subscribed so that way you never miss out on any of these new videos. Also, if you have any questions, you can hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT, or if you have comments, questions, you can leave them down in the comment section below as well. I'm always replying to comments when I have the time, and I'm always active on Twitter as well if you want to message me there. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Good luck tonight. Peace.